What if you could get paid to be part of a system that powers decentralized internet access? More than 11,000 people are already taking advantage of Packet, a proof of work blockchain built to disrupt and innovate the telecom industry. Today, we speak with Josh Berger, founding community member for Packet, so that you can learn how to earn Packet from your unused internet on any computer with internet anywhere in the world. Let's stick it to the corporate telecommunications monopoly as we discover more about building the decentralized internet with Packet.Cash on this sponsored episode number 711, 711 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
Oh, 711. I'd like a Slurpee, please.
I thought for sure we were doing an episode about Slurpees for episode 711. The
There you
nearest
go.
one to my house has the very best Slurpees in all of the land.
What about big gulps?
I do not drink big gulps as much as I like the Slurpees.
Welcome to the show, friends. This is episode 711, and a decentralized internet is a good internet. You know, in the past, we've spoken with and covered like Helium is a project we've talked about before, where people could have nodes that basically pass on the internet bandwidth from node to node, right? So people can access from anywhere and you can get paid to do that. This is a little different. This is about earning packets. Right. We discover through this proof of work blockchain how this all works.
Yeah, this is a fascinating one. This is one I think that you had originally discovered, right? Or they had reached out somehow.
Yeah, in
And-
fact, I don't remember how I initially heard, but I saw what they were doing, and I had an opportunity to be an early investor. And so this was
Okay,
like,
right.
I don't know, a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
Maybe
And
Angel List or something. You stumbled upon it.
it might have been Angels. I just can't remember where it was. I know I've got it in my documentation, but I was like, all right, I put $5,000 into it. I'm like, this just seems cool. I'm going to make an investment. And then got reached out to by there's no centralized company here. It's truly decentralized. Got reached out to by a founding community member, Josh, and we talked about it. I'm like, oh, I invested in this, and they wanted to be on the show. I said, okay, that's fine, but listen, if you're wanting to promote a product or a project, we got rules around these here places. We call that a sponsored podcast. And so, full disclosure, as always, we are being compensated for this interview today. We have vetted the project, which is why we're allowing this to take place. And I have personally invested in it as well. So
I guess it would be like one of these. And think about this. We've not done a sponsored episode for a long time.
no.
That tells you a little something.
We're very picky. We're very choosy. The inbox is full of projects that want to be on the show. And after going through ICO season like we did, we're super cautious. But these guys have been building for years. This is a project that is live, that is happening. You can earn cryptocurrency with Packet. It's PKT.Cash. We've got Josh Berger with us today to talk about it. Let's do it. Hey, Trav, you ever heard of this thing called the internet?
The interwebs.
Yeah, well, it's known as the interweb, so you might have an idea what it is.
The interwebs, the www dot thing.
In fact, you might be doing it right now.
I am. Is it like ChatGPT?
There's ChatGPT-ish qualities to
Okay.
it. Yeah. So, the internet now has been strong for we're on 3 decades now of the internet, really more than that, but the web especially. And there are companies that are looking forward to how do we take this thing and bring it into the Web3 world, where this is a decentralized web, where it's not just, the powers that be that are hosting and determining content and censorifying and finding a way for regular people to participate in a community where they could actually earn by being part of that community. One such project is Packet, PKT, the website Packet, PKT.Cash, and we've got with us the founding community member, Josh Berger, and he's here with us now. Josh, welcome to the Republic of Bad Cryptopia, good sir.
Happy to be here.
Glad that you're joining us. You even got a packet sign. It's a
Yeah,
sign.
yeah. It flashes. Yeah, it's actually funny. We actually all got connected back in 2018, I think, at World CryptoCon
Oh
back
gosh.
in the day. And yeah, we were gonna do like the Bad Crypto show. I think there's like a show idea. And since I come
This
from the
you're
culture,
actually on the show. This is the show. This is
this is
Bad
it.
Crypto. You're
It's
here
come full
now.
circle.
Yeah. Yeah. I do remember that day too. That was in Las Vegas. Was that the
Las
first
Vegas.
WCC or the second?
I think it was I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
2018 was the first one.
Okay.
Was
Yeah,
that
it
the
was
one where
when,
we got to drive around on Lambos and stuff and like in
Yeah.
that silly plane that
yeah.
actually never took off the ground? That trailer is so funny. Still watching. I watched it just the other day I found it on YouTube and put it on a playlist. I was laughing like, good Lord.
Yeah, it was
Looked
that
like we were
year.
actually
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was when everybody was the smartest man in the room. It was great.
Yeah. I was the second
Acting.
smartest though. I've aspired to be the smartest, but I'm trying hard. We're number two. I'm still trying. So Packet, by virtue of the fact that we were talking about this 6 years ago, holy cow, this is a project that's been biddling this whole time, through the bull and through the bear. So why don't you go ahead and hit us with the overview about what is Packet?
Yeah, well, Packet is a decentralized physical infrastructure project, DPIN. It's actually funny, we were making a DPIN project before DPIN was a term, but it's basically rewarding people for sharing their unused internet, and building internet that's powered by the people. And by everybody contributing unused bandwidth to this network, you're building a network that's powered by individuals. And so when you look at the state of the internet right now, and right, you have all these Web3 projects that claim to be decentralized but are on highly centralized infrastructure.
Right.
And so now with the Packet network, you can not only support decentralized internet, but you can also build on top of the decentralized internet. And we're actually about to roll out where not only can you build on the Packet network, but you can also have your URL become your payment address. And so this creates a full frictionless payments to surfing abilities within the Packet network. And the way that you're able to access the regular internet is through a reverse VPN. And so the Packet network is completely secure and it's basically like a VPN network. And you're using a reverse VPN to be able to, for other people to access content that is on the decentralized internet.
That's fascinating. I tell you what, when I first saw it, it was PKT.Cash. I was like, oh, it's pocket cash. Get a little money, get a little pocket money, right? That's what it looked like initially. And so people who are thinking about it, PKT.Cash is the website. It is packets. And so this sort of decentralized manner of being able to utilize the internet, I guess it's sort of like maybe a storage or maybe even Chia, where you're giving up your free space and leveraging that. So and you can earn money while you're doing it, is what is what it seems like to me. That's essentially what you're doing. Is you have extra internet, you're not using it while you're sleeping, let PKT use it, right? Is that basically the premise?
Yeah, generally speaking. I mean, there's a few things. So Packet is the first bandwidth proof of work. So there's a lot of other projects that are in this realm, but Packet is the only proof of work. That's a true proof of work. It was a Bitcoin clone, and the lead dev, Caleb James Delisle, changed the SHA-256 to Packet Crypt. And what this is doing is it's proving you have internet, and then it's encrypting the network. And then that is the network that people can use. And there's all kinds of projects that have emerged and companies that have emerged that are leveraging this network. But Packet, what's unique about it is there's no company, there's no DAO, there's no venture, there's no CEO. It's literally like Bitcoin code on GitHub. There was no pre-mine. There's no founder allocations or any of that stuff. So everybody who's participated in this has paid money for the coins, because to mine coins requires internet and a little bit of electricity, and all those things have costs. And so that the project launched in 2019 and has been developing a vibrant community.
Yeah, as I'm tooling around the site here, it shows that you've got 11,539 users. Network bandwidth is 11 gigabyte, and the current price is 0.0019 a packet. And when I pull up on CoinGecko over here, we take a look. You guys were definitely part of a bull run that took place in general in the market. And let's take a look here at the overall price when we go max. Now, is this when your coin debuted in March 2022, or was it a different token before?
Yeah, so it's not the most beautiful chart when you go back to the beginning, but actually prior to this, it was trading in a private Telegram channel, and the coin actually got up to 6.5 cents, which was pretty
cool. Wow.
And this was actually the ramifications of listing on Bittrex Global, which we all know what happened to them. So this is what happens when you list on Bittrex, and why
it's not just that. This is every altcoin's chart for the past couple of years. I mean, this is nobody's shocked, by this. If
March
we look
2022, I mean, that's the beginning of the downfall where we're
it's fun. But look, I think what we were really fortunate that we had built a vibrant community, and over the last few years we've been just building, and there's been so much technology that has been built over the last few years. We have community members that have built wallets, mobile wallets, the Packet VPN, so that you can literally get onto the Packet network. When you scroll down to the 10,000 or the 11,500 people using it, this number is a reflection of primarily from a company called Rowdy, ROUTIE. Yeah, this
.io. Yep.
.io. And what Rowdy is doing is providing guest Wi-Fi for businesses. And so businesses around the world are using a captive portal to give people internet access at their businesses, and they're able to collect name, phone number, emails for marketing purposes. But all of these customers are using the Packet network. And so every time someone accesses their network at a business, at a coffee shop, we have Shavalto, which is one of the biggest nightclubs in Tel Aviv, down to resorts down in Costa Rica, to we have some customers here in the United States that have 50 hotels. And so every time somebody accesses the website, the internet of those businesses, they're using the Packet network. And what that provides to the business is complete security, because it's going through a VPN, which most captive portals don't provide. It's using this decentralized network, and these businesses around the world are using blockchain without really even knowing they're using blockchain. And I think that that's one of the most novel pieces of this DePIN project, is that we've adopted this technology into businesses around the world, and they're using blockchain, and they don't know, and they don't care, and they're just using it because it's better and more efficient and more effective for what their use case is. And I think that that's how crypto and blockchain really get adoption in the world moving forward.
When you were talking about this and some of the stuff, it kind of reminds me a little bit maybe like helium, where helium, you have your own hotspot or something in there, but you have to have your own device, and it connects as Internet of Things. This is using your own Wi-Fi that you have in your home. So let me ask you this. Let's say I want to sign up, and I'm like, cool, utilize my excess, bandwidth. How does one do that? And then how is that bandwidth then connected to Rowdy or connected to Packet through Rowdy, so other people can use it whenever they're maybe halfway around the world?
Yeah, it's a great question. So there's a few ways you can participate in this ecosystem. Number one, you can download, well, you can install Packet Crip on any computer anywhere in the world that has internet and a computer. You don't need any permission. Like Helium, you needed to buy one of their devices that you could mine, or it had to be permissioned. This is completely permissionless, and you can do it anywhere in the world. There's a couple community members who have created things. One is PKT World. I think you have it right there. Yeah. This, you can go in there and you can download a wallet. It also comes with a miner in it. It's a great desktop wallet. Works on Mac and PCs. Then there's also PKT.Watch, and Packet Watch. They created a thing called Miner, MINR, that thing on the left. And you can download this and install it on any computer, and it's a really beautiful GUI wallet and or GUI dashboard, so that you can mine Packet, and you literally push a button on any computer and you can start mining. And then there's also and so those are kind of the easiest ways to start mining. What it's doing is it's a proof of work, similar to Bitcoin, right? Nobody's actually using your energy that you're mining with. It's, more or less wasteful. But what this is doing is it's proving you have internet, and then it's running killer encryptions that could then be used for VPN access. And so through the Anode, which is another application that you can download for iOS or for Android, and this is a free VPN that you can use, and you can access the VPN network and be able to get a free VPN. And then Rowdy also has a product, and that thing is also using the VPN as well. So the best way to look at it is Packet is kind of like this river that's flowing of information, and people can build on the side of that river and leverage that riverfront property. And so really what we're doing is encouraging people to build applications, build websites, all these projects that claim to be decentralized but are using AWS and this highly centralized infrastructure can come over to PKT and start building and leveraging it.
How do I build a website on Packet? What do I need to do to build a website that is also viewable to the traditional Web 2 world?
Yeah, we're about to launch that. It'll be in docs.pkt.cash. We haven't launched that documentation quite yet, but we are about to do it. And this will give you the whole step-by-step. We're also looking to partner with some website builders that will just let us, that we can push the community over to, and they can just, drag and drop, and, there's tons of these out there. So I think that will be really cool to be able to start just, get a website builder in place. We're also building stuff like that as well, but it's not quite out yet. We're about to launch a brand new docs, which is this thing you're looking at.
Well, it makes the your website, uncensorable, right? When you've got a decentralized site that nobody can take it down.
That's correct.
I see that as a huge benefit, for
Nice.
decentralization.
Yeah, for sure. I'm up and running. So you just mentioned PKT.world. I went there, grabbed the wallet, set up the wallet, and while you were talking, and now I got it installed, and now I've got the address, and I've got the miner, got the address in the miner, and I started mining, and I can see down.
Let's see it,
below.
Trav. Share your miner screen. Let's see what the setup looks like there.
Yeah, let's see here. It was interesting. Let me grab this right, Sean. And
that's what's cool. I mean, we want it to be that easy, where like you just did it in 5 minutes or less. And so all of our technology, for the most part, is that simple to use, and we just want ease of use.
It looks like right here it's synchronizing the blockchain right now.
Right.
I haven't earned anything, but I'm mining these blocks right now.
Mm-hmm.
It says this mini has accepted. So I don't know. So ballpark, if you're doing this, like how many PKTs do you maybe earn over the course of a day? Ballpark. We're not going to hold your feet to the fire, but like, what's a general range that somebody might earn from doing that?
Yeah, there's kind of, it's a loaded question because you're gonna get what Packet Crypt does is it uses all of your resources. So we'll see if you're like start getting pixelated while we're on this call because it's trying to use all your bandwidth. But you're gonna get maxed out by one of your resources. So if you have, so it's Packet Crypt. Packet is bandwidth, Crypt is kilo encryptions. And so if you're bandwidth constraint, it's going to use all of your bandwidth, right? If you have a lot of bandwidth and a slow computer or just a couple cores, then it's going to use all of your cores on your computer. And so what people are doing is they're either got, dedicated devices, which we also at Rowdy sell a miner, which is, and I can actually give you that. This would be easier for me to quantify the question. So we have a 24 core miner called the Cube that you can get at Rowdy. That thing is 24 cores, and depending on how much bandwidth you have, that thing is generating somewhere between 300 to 500 packet per day. And so that's generally speaking, that's a 24 core processor. So I don't know what your processor is, so it's hard for me to say like how much packet you'll get. But I know with this device, I have one running 24/7, and yeah, it's just that's the product. And so you can plug it in, and this also comes with a built-in VPN, and it also has the captive portal if you want to do Wi-Fi sharing. Oh, additionally, I forgot to say is we also have a product called the Edge Extender, which is an edge extender antenna, which will expand your Wi-Fi 10,000 square feet.
Oh, wow.
So you can build a mesh network around your business or around your home, or literally go to Africa and build a mesh network in a village. And this technology allows that. And we're actually starting to experiment connecting a Mini with a Starlink and being able to take Starlink out, where if you remember, when they brought Starlink out to Ukraine, and they were like, great, send us more Starlinks. And Elon Musk, like, I already sent you a bunch of Starlinks. I'm not going to power an entire country. But that was really because Starlink goes, one satellite down to one terrestrial node, and whoever's connected to that Wi-Fi. But with the Mini and with the edge extenders, you could take that Wi-Fi source and you could expand it out to a region, and be able to connect hundreds of people to a single internet source.
I could do that here, Trav.
I can see Mr. Beast going, I'm like, I just gave 100 villages Wi-Fi.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
Do it.
I could do that here. I live on the beach in a community that has a lot of short-term rentals. I'm like, oh, I could set up an open Wi-Fi here, right? And have it kind of pretty much cover a lot of the area. And then people come in, I can collect their data, and I could be mining and earning PKT.
And you can actually, within it, we have ability to charge for faster speeds. So if somebody's using too much of your bandwidth, right? If there's 100 people on your network, eventually you're going to run out of bandwidth. Mm-hmm. So you can actually charge for speed. They'll pay with a credit card, 99 cents or $5, whatever you want to charge. And then you earn that money in packet every hour. You get paid out. And so it accumulates into your wallet. And then if you want to go turn that into cash, you can go turn it into cash whenever you want.
Except when you want to watch Netflix, Joel, you're like, damn it, I got to turn all y'all's internet off.
Right.
Well, we have bandwidth scheduling as well for this exact purpose. And you can say, hey, I watch Netflix from 8 p.m. until midnight. And so I don't want to share. And then from midnight until, 8 a.m., you can do whatever you want with my internet.
So if basically it's not something you want to be running if you need your bandwidth.
So a PKT, this sounds like an interesting project. I'm still trying to wrap my head all around it. But it was nice to get my mining thing up and running pretty quick. I was curious what you said earlier about something about this is essentially a reverse VPN. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah. So anything you build within the packet network is is basically within a end-to-end encrypted network, right? And that's why, like you said, that it's censorship resistant. It can't be brought down because it's built within this decentralized network that's powered by individuals that are supporting it. Now, if you have a website, you want people to find your website, right? And so you are going to go and want people to access it. So for people to access your website from Google or from the internet that we all know and love, you can access that through a reverse VPN. It gets a little more complex on exactly how that all happens technically, but it all is done within the space, the ecosystem. So other people who are searching for your website can find it.
Super interesting stuff. I've got a second PC over here that's running a node for another system, and it doesn't use a lot of processor. I'm like, oh, this is simple. I can set up the miner over there as well. And if I need my internet, I just push a button and say, hey, slow your roll.
Yeah.
Josh, is there anything else that you?
Well, real quick, I just want to say this, Joel. I
Yeah, go ahead.
noticed that if you have some questions on a lot of this, it looks like PKT.Cash has some pretty good videos on its playlist, kind of describing it all. So I think that maybe if there's more people are curious about how some of these things work that they maybe don't know, because there's some still questions that I have that I don't even know that I have yet, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Our YouTube is really vibrant. We're continuously putting more content out, and we're creating a bunch more stuff. On the Rowdy side, we've been creating a bunch of videos that just making it super simple. It's been really rewarding. We just signed on this big hotel group, and they're full traditional business, no crypto at all. And they were just like raving about how easy it was to use all this stuff. And so creating usability is just so important for me. Is just like, I talked to my mom, right? She's trying to get into crypto. She's got her, wallet. I've figured that stuff out, but like everything else, it's like a strain. So when we can get people to start using this stuff and not feel like they got to go learn a new language, that's what gets me really excited. And I encourage everybody to jump into our Discord. That's where the community is, and ask questions. I'm there. I'm very active. The whole community is. Caleb James Delisle, who is the lead developer, he created CJDNS back in the day, back in 2011. And this is what it gives the ability to let people get online without a traditional internet service provider. It's also the kind of what the foundation of what the packet network is built on. And he built this in 2011. So before, Bitcoin was really in full swing, and actually CJDNS just got pushed to Bitcoin Core, because when the internet goes out, Bitcoin goes out, right? So you need to have a fail-safe for what happens in a doomsday scenario, and CJDNS accomplishes this. So this is a long time coming, and it requires just really rallying a community around it that believe in decentralization truly, and not just pump and dump, and want to see these tools that this whole community in the blockchain space are building to really live on. And I think that this becomes a foundational project within that space, and really a pillar in the DePIN space.
Lots of links for you guys in the show notes for this. Be sure to check them out. And this is a great rabbit hole to go down, and encourage you guys to go check it. PKT, packet.cash is the website.
Yeah, I want to ask you this, Josh. So it seems to me that, you guys have been doing this since 2019. Here you are, you've got a lot of the ecosystem sort of set up. And so in your estimation, now's the time to start pushing out marketing, because you've got a lot of these components in place. Is that safe to assume?
Yeah, I remember we were running around saying, hey, we're going to build something cool. And we got a lot of people involved, and people really believed in what we're doing. And now we've really built it. And so I think that, going through these different cycles of blockchain, where you got everyone's, the smartest person in the room, and then, everyone's broke. And so, but if you can make it through those cycles with real technology and real community and real adoption of that technology, regardless of the price of the coin, I think that really shows a testament to where we're at. And I've honestly never been more excited now, because now I get to have real conversations with, not like, hey, does anybody want to, believe in us, but really like, hey, who wants to deploy this? What places can we put this in? We're talking to people in Puerto Rico about, looking at when hurricanes hit Puerto Rico and half the island doesn't have internet. How do you go and bring Wi-Fi and take the sources that do have internet and create a mesh network on the island? Going to schools that are built in Africa where, yeah, we brought internet here, but the community around doesn't have any access. So now you can go build a mesh network that disperses that. And then even just like literally here in Los Angeles, where sometimes you just can't get the internet. It's like literally you want to slap your forehead. And so being able to use this technology where now even in cities, people can get internet. And, even Starbucks was just, their whole thing is providing internet, and some people only use Starbucks to be able to gain access. So when you can just go on your phone and look for packet-free internet and get online, I think that that's really the next phase of the world connecting to the internet.
Nice. Well, I think you're going to have a lot of people that are going to be checking this out, because it makes a lot of sense. And I'm going to go deeper down this rabbit hole. Josh, thanks for representing the Packet community so well. We appreciate you coming on today. Well, there you go, folks. Packet.Cash, of course, not financial advice. Do your own research. Just because I invested money and just because you've heard them here on the show doesn't mean we're encouraging you to do likewise. You got to do your own due diligence and be smart with your own money.
Yep. And this is not a nothing burger with Josh Berger.
No.
This is more than that, potentially. Hey, so just as an FYI, give you guys a little heads up. Normally we've been doing the news on these early week episodes, and it looks like crypto's back a little bit as of today. It is the 29th of January, and the market cap of the whole crypto world is back up over 1.7 trillion dollars. It had dipped down to 1.6. I think it might have even dipped down into 1.5. I don't know if I necessarily saw at that particular moment, but Bitcoin is back over 43,000, Ethereum 2,300, and there's Solana's over 100 again, and so there's some things that maybe we are starting to make that move towards the halving, Joel, right? I think we're less than 100 days now, or close to 100 days to the halving, and I think we're going to start seeing that. We just shook off the ETF buzz. Crypto, we thought the thing was going to go. It didn't go. That was a sell the news event. It's gone up, it's gone down, and now here it is again. It looks like it's on the upward trend. So good luck to the cryptos.
Yeah, this is the next hype cycle is on the way, with the halving on the way in I think early May. You know what else was shook off, Trav? The Baltimore Ravens were shook off, and the Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl again. Again. How happy are you?
I got to say this, it's crazy because I've been a lifelong Chiefs fan, right? It's like I remember, actually, I'll tell you my origin story on it is I started liking I started watching football with the Chicago Bears 1985 team. I was 12, and I was like, oh my God, I love the Super Bowl shuffle, right?
Yep.
And then I loved watching that team. And then luckily so that was 1985. The 1986 season was the first time the Chiefs had made the playoffs in 16 years. Like they won the Super Bowl in Super Bowl IV. They didn't make it to the playoffs again until 1986, and then they played the Jets. And that's what got me liking the Chiefs, because my hometown team, right? And I tell you what, I've been to so many games. I used to have a beer vending badge, right? In 1995, I got a beer vending badge, and then I sold beer for 2 games, and then I kept the beer vending badge for like 7 years. And so I went to every preseason game and every regular season game that I could possibly go to for absolutely $0. And I would literally park I get the Taco Bell across the street, not pay for parking, walk in, not pay for ticket, and then maybe I'd get a drink when I was there. But after 9/11 happened, I go, God, they're gonna surely change these badges, wouldn't you think? And they didn't. They didn't change the badges until 2008, bro. Like I could have gone to freaking 13 years with the same badge. It was funny. I'd walk in, they'd be like, "Hey, Travis," like, "Hey, how you doing? Nice to see you. Go Chiefs again." Like, and I'm wearing my little badge, like I'm going to work, and then I never worked. Like,
Pure,
so bad.
that classic Trav right there. Classic Trav. So what do you think? They got a chance to beat the 49ers?
Well, I tell you what,
How
I
about those
mean,
Lions? Boy, did they fall apart.
yeah, that was crazy. Well, and, some people don't know this, but in 2012, the Chiefs were horrible, and you can actually go and do a search. Um, so I was upset because we got blown out by the Falcons, and I sent out a tweet. I said, I'm not much of a Kansas City Chiefs fan anymore. The yearly $30 million under the salary cap is BS. Greedy owners can FC at NFL. I tweeted that out. 3 minutes later, the Chiefs account DMs me and says, "It's your choice to be a fan. CC, get a clue." And I was like, "What?" And so I caused this huge stink. And this was a thing that caused quite a bit of. I mean, I had Fox News, CBS News, NBC News. I was on all these interviews and stuff, and then that kind of died down. And then another dude on this website I go to, Chiefs Planet, he messaged out and goes, "Hey, how about we start flying banners over Arrowhead?" And we need to save our Chiefs, man, because the person who was in charge of the Chiefs, we had Scott Pioli, and he ran it like it was a mafia and stuff. It was just horrible. And so we raised almost $7,000 on Chiefs Planet and started flying banners over Arrowhead. We created this little movement called Save Our Chiefs. So there was a few dudes there, Marty McDonald, and then Eric Grinnell, and
You just I think you just muted yourself, Trev. Just lost you right there. You said Marty Grinnell and then you were gone. Marty Grinnell and poof. Oh, say it again.
you can't hear me anymore.
Yep, now I can. You said
Okay,
Marty
right.
Grinnell and,
I just Yeah, Marty McDonald, Eric Grinnell, Phil Kloster, Clay Windler. And so they set up Save Our Chiefs. And what I did, I immediately went out and bought a bunch of fake followers for their Twitter account, for the Facebook account. And so it looked like there was a huge movement happening, dude. There was like 40,000 followers on the Twitter account already, and like 15,000. And then it got up to like 80,000 followers on the account. And then, dude, it just took off because they were like, "Oh my God, what the hell's happening here?" And so we ended up flying banners over every game. And at the very end of this, I messaged Clark Hunt. His email was chunt, CHUNT at Chiefs.NFL. He's changed it since then, but I was like, "Hey, chunt, here's what we're going to do." and so, dude, I had a little pixel in the email. That thing got opened 47 times, dude.
Huh.
And it was passed around to everybody. I'm like, "Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fly banners, everything. We're gonna do a food drive. We're gonna black out the stadium. We need." And then I'm not saying we facilitated change, Joel, but I'm saying that we put some pressure on them because of the way that it looked, right? The narrative of it and just the optics. And so as soon as that season was done, immediately that season was done, fired, boom, they went and hired Andy Reid immediately. And so I'm not saying we were part of it, but I know we put some pressure on them to make it happen. We've never been acknowledged by the Chiefs, and it doesn't matter. I don't care.
I acknowledge you.
All I want to do was like, we need to draft a first-round quarterback. That's what we said on the banners. Draft a first-round quarterback. Fire Pioli. Bench Castle. We were saying that on all. Save Our Chiefs. Those are the banners. And you can Google this, and you can look all this stuff. Dude, we did a thing. It was so cool. Versus the Bengals, where we blacked out the stadium. And if you go and look at blacked out the stadium, Bengals, Chiefs, like 2012, dude, the stadium is like mostly empty. I would say probably 40% empty, and the remaining 60% of them, at least 80% of them were wearing black. So we made some big moves on this thing, and it was great. And here we are now. Never would have thought in 50 years we saw 0 Super Bowls, right? We would lose in the playoff. I saw 5 or 6 epic playoff losses at home, just devastating, including the coldest game ever up until this past game, the past game against the Dolphins this year. And so for them to go to in 5 years, go to 4 Super Bowls, Joel, is just crazy to see what's happened as a result. And so don't let anyone out there think that you can't facilitate some change and help make some things, because if you work with a small group of people and you start putting your mind power towards something, anything can happen, including here we are. Andy Reid's been with the Chiefs now since 2013. And in that time, we've won all these playoff games. It's just unbelievable. It's like a tale of two cities, Joel.
So you too can make a difference, and that's the moral of the story on the Bad Sports Ball podcast here.
Yeah, that's exactly the bad sports ballness. Yeah.
Alrighty, hey everybody, thanks for sticking around. If you did stick around, we hope you enjoyed the show. Go check out PKT.Cash. Let us know what you think about it. We'll catch you on the next episode. Until then, please do stay bad and go Chiefs.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor. What do you
Well,
do?
they do the like, how racist is that though? Seriously.
Yeah.
Whoa. They've actually banned people from wearing big headdresses to the games anymore. They can't do that. It's racist. I guess they don't want to change their names like the Indians and the Redskins have to.